Hello, once again. Welcome to the Tea and Pretzels Podcast. With us today we have Q Brigade and Colour Cabal because no one else wanted to come on, and I couldn't be asked chasing people up because I'm a lazy asshole. So if you want to come on, me. Anyway,
At
we'll
least put
start
some
with...
effort into it. God.
I don't put effort. What the fuck are you on about? Please. All right.
Be
Well,
professional, Yellow. Stop
let's-
talking during interrogation.
guys, introductions, man. All right, we'll start with Yellow because he fucking mouthed off. Who are you and what do you do on the internet?
I am a man in yellow, and I do many things, and no one is certain what they are.
Beautiful. Next up, we have Jan. Who are you? What do you do on the internet?
My name is Jan Helge, also known as a Meerkat Monarch, and I write. I'm a writer and an author. So.
Awesome sauce. Last up, we have a man in green, someone we've not seen in a while. Elusive. Who are you and what do you do on the internet?
I'm a man in green. I do some writing. I do some other stuff. I still hide out within Twitter. I still hide out within Gamergate. You probably cannot find me.
And you're, as far as I'm aware, you're still leading the racist hate movement known as Colour Cabal, am I correct?
Somehow, some way, that's still happening. I'm just not sure how.
Cool. Just wanted to level with my audience. The audience of 0. Awesome. Okay, let's get this show on the road. I guess we'll start with Reddit, because that seems to be what most people are talking about nowadays. So it's come out recently that Ellen Pao has decided to... did she decide to step down, or was she fired? Like, I've heard two separate stories.
She stepped down officially.
She stepped down, okay. Well,
Here's what it sounds like, though. It sounds like it was a mutual agreement by the board for her to step down, but from what I am understanding, it sounds like she was pretty much pressured into it, saying, look, you gotta go.
Okay.
Yeah, and as a not so often Reddit user, I have to say, woohoo!
Hold on a second.
Well, Green's dead. It's the Illuminati. He's been caught. We've been found out. Fuck it. Shut it down.
Close the gate.
Oh, he's been swatted.
Yep. This is it. This is the swatting right here, right now.
Yeah. Sounded like it. It sounded
Sadly,
like
that wouldn't be the weirdest thing that probably has happened on some of our streams before.
Well, it would be the weirdest thing that's happened on the Tea and Pretzels podcast, but on the Colour Cabal streams, no. We've had weirder. Yeah, so she's not working at Reddit anymore. She's no longer the CEO of Reddit. And
She had to go. She didn't have a choice. They wouldn't have any user base left if she was still there.
As someone who doesn't use Reddit, I don't use Reddit at all. Every now and again I play 50-50, and that's about it. What exactly did she do that was so horrible?
Let's see.
Go ahead, Yellow.
Bring
You
it
know
out.
it better than me.
Well, I know for a fact that she fired the person who does the AMAs. She fired one of the Reddit staff who I believe had leukemia, which is actually super illegal for her to do. And the job position that person had was promised to them by the previous CEO, the one who died, if I remember correctly.
Oh.
Okay.
Yeah, so she also violated that too. Let's see, shut down discussion of any critical boards of her, from what I understand. And she was trying to clean up the site, as far as I know, because I believe she wanted to actually sell off Reddit to Microsoft or something like that.
Yeah, she wanted to cleanse it. It seems from the outside. I only use Reddit. I've only used it a couple of times, but what it seems to me from the outside is that she wanted to cleanse it, make it more palatable for a corporatist agenda, and then just sell it off. So
here's the thing, though. You had to realize is, I mean, we saw how well that worked out for Christopher Poole with 4chan.
Yeah.
Why would you try and follow the same exact mistakes?
Well, because
Well,
that's
let's face it. Sorry.
No. Go ahead, Green.
Let's face it, these people have proven themselves time and time again to be idiots.
That's true.
Well, yeah, and it's the modus operandi. It's the way that they operate. It's the way that people who are bred within the corporate world operate. They try to clean up the internet companies to make them more palatable for the mainstream, and then sell it off. That's what they do. That's how they operate. So why should we be surprised?
I'm not surprised so much as disappointed, honestly, because even if the boards aren't necessarily something that are exactly palatable to normal people and stuff like that, you're gonna have most of the Reddit user base who are mostly regular or heavy users of the site going to be frequenting all sorts of different boards and providing traffic to those different boards. So by getting rid of those boards, what are you doing? You're alienating your user base, which is only going to drive them away.
Yeah, into the dark net.
Better by now. No, not even into the dark net, into VoteCo.
Yeah.
And speaking of which, what's going to happen to VoteCo now? Because I realize there are still problems with Reddit. Just because we got rid of Ellen Pao doesn't mean everything is fucking fixed with the site. But
No.
are we going to use that as an alternative in the meantime while conditions are improved over at the Reddit website? Are people going to use both? It's up in the air.
I haven't used VoteCo, but as far as I know, it seems like it's a little bit slow because of server capacity. It's improved?
Yep. What was it? Mark Kern said the site was running a lot faster.
Oh.
Here's my personal opinion on the whole thing. So long as the new Reddit staff, as it were, don't try to pull some of the same shit, people are going to stay at Reddit. But if it starts pulling some of the same shit that the previous CEO was doing, you're going to see Reddit just kind of burn and fall because no. People are not going to put up with that over and over again.
No, I don't think so either.
They're also already trying to spin, Ellen Pao was chased off by the Reddit revolt or some shit like that. They're already trying to spin it as, being about misogyny when that has nothing to actually do with the fucking conversation at hand.
Oh yeah, and it was a woman that was, driven off the internet again, so of course. I mean,
apparently there might be a ogre that might want in.
To Reddit. Curious.
No, into this chat.
It's usually a 4-person podcast, Shrek. Maybe next time. I just like to keep it quite concise on this show. On my other hangouts, I don't really give a fuck. On the Colorful hangout, anyone can join. But on this show, I like to keep it quite concise, so we can to give people who don't usually get a voice. Yeah, so they don't get swamped with different people.
What, like me?
Yeah, basically.
Yeah, like you, Jan.
That's the general idea of this whole show, is it's to give people who don't normally get on shows a chance to get out and get their voice heard.
Yeah, it's a good idea.
I was seeing big hangouts, especially what's his name? Oh, he does a hangout like literally just after this one. It's the Gamergate, it's official Gamergate hangout, and it normally has like 20, 30 people on it, and it's chaos. It's really good content. It's just there's lots of people, and I wanted to give something a little bit more concise, a little bit easier to listen to, and give people more of a voice.
No, not Oliver, right?
No, not Oliver. It's like Adjudicator or something.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you know how I mean.
Yeah, Adjudicator. Adjudicator.
Yeah, that's the one. Good guy, but these podcasts isn't easy to listen to if you don't know exactly what's going on.
Too many people can be a little bit chaotic.
Yeah. So we've had that from Reddit. I did notice that, and it did make me laugh when I saw Brianna Wu attempting to crawl back some sort of fame.
Relevancy.
Yeah, semblance of relevancy is a good way to put it. When she asked who would be the would be a better Reddit CEO, me or Anita Sarkeesian? And it's like, oh, you're simultaneously trying to grab hold of the coattails of this drama and Anita Sarkeesian.
Yeah,
That's
she interjects herself into any fucking controversy. No,
that
she
was
can.
sad.
Honestly,
That was sad.
if we can judge it by the content of character of just those three individuals, I would rather have. I would just rather have like a rabid squirrel behind the monitor. If I can be honest, I'd rather just have the site run itself.
Yeah. You know, that's probably a better way to do it. Anyway, have it autonomous.
Speaking of which, one of the things involving Reddit we should probably eventually address is, the SRS board too, because those people are not exactly making that community any better.
Well, we can move on to that now if you want. If you want to talk about the SRS stuff.
I'm not exactly knowledgeable enough to provide specific examples though, so I'll leave that for another day.
Neither am I. I'm going to be honest with you. I don't know much about the whole Reddit thing. To me, it's been interesting to watch from an outside perspective because just a lot of what happens on Reddit is almost alien to me. Honestly, from the outside looking in, it just looks like a giant shit show right now. It
really
doesn't
is.
look pretty.
Sounds
It
about
doesn't-
right. There's a lot of people that are pissed. A lot of people that are
Yeah,
pissed.
the people are. It's insane. But yeah, I mean, I hope you guys get it sorted out, and I hope you guys fix your site because, well, you've had some very, very influential people on that site. It's a well-known site. I hope you guys get it sorted out.
No, come on, Reddit, just burn it down already. Do it. Do it.
Send in Gene. He'll fix it.
Yeah. Next up, we have... What else do we have here? Oh, yeah. I guess we can move on to Leigh Alexander. It's been a while since I've been able to talk about her. So, Leigh Alexander...
Do we have to?
I'm hearing the sigh. Leigh Alexander decided to attack Kotaku's Stephen Totillo for his interview with David...
For the last time, Daniel Vavra.
Does he speak the Queen's English? No, it's the Devil's Tongue. Daniel, get on the same page.
Yeah, but you said David for fuck's sake.
Whatever.
Good
okay?
one job.
Whatever. Look.
You fail at names like me.
I actually didn't hear about this incident.
Oh,
Right.
yeah. Leigh Alexander decided to go after him. I'll chuck you a link to what she said.
Oh, that is just delightful.
There we go. Boom, and boom. You guys can have a look at that.
You couldn't stick around to Gama Sutra long enough to actually have an influence other than driving the site into the ground.
She went to Gama Sutra, she ruined that, and then she went to Boing Boing and Offworld. And we've not heard...
That's going down as well.
Well, it's not even that it's going down. Where is it? Where is it? It's invisible. E3 happened, and we didn't hear a whisper from that site.
No, she wasn't even there.
Yeah, exactly. I don't remember seeing any articles about E3. Even Anita Sarkeesian was there. At least she was writing stuff. I'll give her that. At least she was doing something.
Yeah, but it wasn't very productive. It wasn't constructive criticism of the E3 at all. It was just
but it was something.
bitching.
Well, yeah, but it's something. At least it's...
Let's give her credit where credit is due. She
showed
wrote
up.
something.
Yeah, she showed up and she typed some stuff down. Leigh Alexander, what has she done through E3? She's done nothing.
She had like a quarter of whiskey. She needed to finish.
She decided to have a drink before E3, and then E3 was finished, and she couldn't remember any of it.
Oh no.
Yeah.
She was there. Nobody saw her. No.
Don't lay and drive, people. Don't get lay.
Segue for a second. There was one thing I actually wanted to bring up because you actually brought up Boing Boing. What was it? I'm not sure if you guys are familiar. Are you familiar with the fantasy author Neil Gaiman, by any chance?
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
I've started hearing his name recently, but I'm not familiar with him.
he's a fantastic author, but I think he has actually bought into some of the anti-GG bullshit that's been put out by Boing Boing.
No,
Oh,
just,
yeah,
very
you were
sad.
bitching about some of that earlier today, weren't you, Ela?
yeah, but I'm gonna play a little bit devil's advocate in this case because there's a lot of talk about these. They're getting all these famous people on their side, and the reason is simple. These people don't have time to investigate everything. They don't have time to, so they trust people. They trust the mainstream media, and that's why airplay is in fact very important. That's why things like that are very important. It's important for us to change the narrative in the mainstream media so we in fact get some of these important spokespeople on our side.
Hmm.
And you know what? If they want to make an informed decision, sure, but you know,
Be informed.
yeah, be informed. I'm not defending their uninformed positions, not at all. But I just feel like sometimes we have a tendency to jump too soon and sort of not give people time to actually digest everything that we send at them. And just speaking as someone who's trying to break through as a writer, it takes a lot of time to do that, and sometimes you don't have time to investigate everything, and that's I think that's the reason why a lot of people just sort of easily digest it. I think that's why Joss Whedon identified as a social justice warrior as well, because he just saw the term. He didn't go into the whole culture thing. So, you know, that's just my opinion, and it might be an unpopular one, but
Yeah, you're an asshole. Get the
In
fuck out of
regards-
the podcast.
In regards to Joss Whedon, though, I mean that sort of that the feminist ideology has been embedded in him from pretty much the word
yeah,
go.
yeah.
It was so sad.
He might be a bad example, but you know, I'm just. The thing is that it's so easy for us who've been in this goddamn quarrel for so long to sort of interject our point of view onto others and then expect them to digest and ingest every bit of information that we have so fast. And it's I just think that sometimes it might be working against us to be too rabid. But of course, once airplay happens, I think that I hope some of the narrative is going to change, and I see a lot of stuff that are actually changing. I mean, the things happening in Australia right now with some politicians investigating the ABC's coverage of Gamergate is very positive. And also,
let's put it to you this way: when the person who's kind of running ABC tells a senator who's giving them $1.1 billion in taxpayer money a year, tells them to shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
Well, let's face it, that's not going to set well with the senator as far as, whether or not we're going to investigate you or not. That's going to turn it from, we might investigate you to, yeah, we're investigating you because something's weird.
Yeah, exactly. And I think that these kinds of events are changing things. I think that people are starting to wake up. I see a lot more people sort of realizing, like, even on the anti side. I mean, there have been, I think it was what's her name again? Willow Wilson, is that her name? The Ms. Marvel writer actually was surprised in the way that we treated her after she engaged with some GG people. And that just shows that some people are actually waking up. to the fact that the narrative has been skewed so much.
Well, we've had a whole 10 months of all just different little events accumulating, and it just keeps building itself up and up
Yeah.
and up. And at the certain point, it's become to the point where everything that they have called us has become meaningless because they've said it so many times. I have a perfect example up. Arthur motherfucking Chu. Reddit's terrorists have won. Ellen Pao and the failure to rebrand Web 2.0. Internet communities like Reddit have always been toxic environments that survive on the backs of unpaid labor, and attempts to corporatize them fail because of it.
Yeah.
Coming
So
from
they just admitted to the fact that they're fucking corporatist. They're not in it for the social justice. They're not in it for the fucking changing of society for the better. They're in it to make it more palatable for the mainstream. That's it.
I just find the irony of that being the fact that he called the Reddit's user base terrorist when he was almost the #1 suspect of the bomb threat for the GG&D thing. I just find that hilarious.
Yeah, has anything come of that at all?
I have
No.
no idea, actually.
Here's the thing. He will never be charged for it because he is not responsible for it. Plain and simple. The reason you don't make threats like that on the internet is not because you're going to be charged for it, but because you're put in the uncomfortable circumstance of being the first suspect that they question.
Yeah.
That's the only reason you don't make threats like that, because you're not going to be linked to it. Plain and simple. If you didn't do it, you're not going to be linked to it. Period. However, you don't make threats like that because you're going to be the first person questioned, and that's just a horrible situation to be put in general. Doesn't mean that you're going to be found guilty of anything. It just means that you're going to be put in an uncomfortable situation.
It's sort of the I hate to compare the two situations, but the whole Repsion thing as well. When he got the FBI on his door.
Yeah, because somebody put his name on it. Yeah, he got questioned. Yep. Obviously, he wasn't guilty, but you're put in the unfortunate situation of being questioned first. And that was probably the exact same thing that happened with Arthur Chu. No, he's not guilty of it because he didn't actually do anything wrong.
Yeah, but he was silly. He was silly as shit.
Yeah, because he put himself in a situation where if anything had happened, he was going to be the first question, just in case. Yeah, it's just one of those things. It's stupid, it's unfortunate, but it happens to anybody who is got something attached to their name for it, and you get questioned first. You're not going to be found guilty. You're just going to deal with the uncomfortable situation of dealing with police.
Yeah, but it wouldn't surprise me at all if it was one of his followers.
Oh, no,
it would not fucking surprise me at all. I'm not saying that they're the type of people to do it, but it would not surprise me anymore.
No, it wouldn't surprise me anymore either, simply because, well, we've seen a lot of choice words that seem rather violent from them, and that's just how it's been. And that's how it's probably going to continue to be until this entire shit gets solved. But, that's down the road.
This shit would have been solved a hell of a lot earlier if certain editors just came out and apologized to the way that they had treated their audience.
Looking at you, Stephen Totillo.
Yeah, not just Stephen Totillo, but he's one of them. Yeah. And that's one of the reasons why I actually appreciated what Ian Miles Chung did. It had to take a lot of balls to do that, and I've actually seen him change his position a lot as of late. He was actually one of the people that the sort of the survey thing that went around the web on Thursday and Friday. He actually tweeted out a link to the article written by Liz on how flawed the survey was. How flawed it was, that it wasn't actually a scientific survey, it was just a fucking marketing ploy, basically.
He's at least been trying. Yeah,
That survey had absolutely no quality control, and I'm telling you that as somebody who has actually performed surveys at an academic level.
Yeah.
You throw a you throw a Twitter survey on Twitter and say, "Hey, we need people who are this age group." Yeah.
Was that fucking thing? Oh, god damn it! There was this woman who overreacted to insane levels when she put a survey out on Twitter, and people started responding to it. Was that the same thing, or is that a different survey?
Yeah.
Pretty much. I think it's pretty much the same thing that you're thinking of.
But she asked for she wanted people within the social justice movement to answer that survey.
She also wanted people at a certain age group, but you knew that wasn't going to happen because her followers were something different. And
well, they're all something different in that group.
Right.
Their disease, what the fuck? I give up. I'm just gonna misappropriate everybody from here on in. I don't.
Words have failed you?
The words, I have none.
Yeah.
All right. Let's move on to the next topic.
Next thing we've got on my little list here is, well, the big drama that's been going on Twitters right now, which is the seemingly warlike thing that's going on between the people in Gamergate who are in Gamergate to deal with the ideological argument to point out why the social justice ideology is flawed and point that out for people just coming into it and who maybe don't know what's wrong with the social justice ideology. There seems to be a fight going on between them and the people who want to point out the ethical misconduct within the games journalism and uses Gamergate for that. And yeah, and yeah, that seems to be going on right now.
Yeah.
What do you guys think of all that?
Well, it's I'm sort of on. I'm sort of on to. I can understand both sides because I see how I can see the arguments on both sides. I mean, there has been an influx of ideology within the games journalism, and the part of Gamergate, as far as I've understood it, since I came in October or September, October, was that it was a mix between the way that gamers had been treated by a very ideological press and basic breaches of ethics. And I don't see a huge issue with it being both. But I can understand the people who want a sort of a clean debate on the ethics point sort of reacting. As far as I can tell, it was sort of a reaction to the Airplay panel, sort of, because some of them were the sort of half anti-SJW types. I don't know. I haven't really, as far as I can understand from some of the people that I've seen tweet out the ethics only argument, is that there's part of that, and there's also part of sort of a fear of Gamergate being hijacked or co-opted by the right. But I don't see a problem with us allying ourselves with people who have the same concerns for the medium.
Me, I've never feared Gamergate being co-opted by the right. What I feared is that we become just like the things we claim to hate, the SJW lifestyle, the outrage culture.
Ideological purity bullshit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you mind if I interject?
Go for
No.
it.
Okay, from what you said earlier, I do believe that there are people obviously in it strictly for ethics, and I believe that there are people in there who obviously want to combat what I consider to be the internet outrage machine that has been, manifesting itself over the past 10 months in regards, just specifically to games. Of course, we could go outside the realm of games and into other things in terms of, nerd or geek culture and stuff like that. But beyond that, I don't want to even touch that. But from what I've seen, essentially people are trying to figure out what the hell to define Gamergate as, and that is where we get so many different opinions on it, because we have so many people in the Gamergate group that clearly are very strong opinions, and they're going to clash with each other no matter what. It's bound to happen. It's inevitable. There's nothing we can really do about that. But what I'm saying we could do is, for the people who want to focus on a specific goal within the group, or want to spread themselves out more generally, what I'm saying is the people who have different objectives within the group could work together on different fronts with the people who are just all round a part of Gamergate. That way we can work as a more efficient machine.
Yeah, and I that's what I mean. I don't see the issue about it being both.
And as far as being co-opted by the right, I'm not saying that the movement can be co-opted. What I'm saying is it's possible for us to work with people of different political affiliations. I realize most of the people in Gamergate are obviously leaning libertarians, but you have people from all across the spectrum. I mean, in terms of certain members, and it's good to have people from different political and ideological stances, because then it helps us as a more rounded group to get good perspective in regards to things that are happening.
Yeah, I mean, you have people like Vox Day, kind of using the tag as a way of getting his name out there.
I'm perfectly okay with the whole sad puppies thing. As far as this interview with David Pakman, Jesus Christ, where do I even begin?
Yeah, it was a disaster. That was a fucking hand grenade.
Fuck that. But in regards to just how people want to define GG, what I consider it to be is a battle of respect for a medium that has been run through the dirt since, the early 80s, if we're talking strictly video games and stuff like that, although we could obviously go back further. I'm just saying that's probably the most prominent point when
Do we really want to go back to the 60s, though? The pen and paper age was kind of weird.
Well, it was a similar outrage. It was just, tabletop games and people saying, oh, if you play Dungeons and Dragons, you're clearly a worshiper of the devil. It's like...
Yeah, it's been going on forever, and it's probably never going to go away 100%, but we can at least combat it. My issue is that these are people that claim to be liberals and progressives while they're actually promoting a very generalizing view on a whole diverse group of people. I mean, the Gamers Are Over articles was a direct, and those were the ones that really pushed me over the edge. When I read those articles after it was in October, because I started looking into it when I saw the David Pakman videos and the Total Biscuits interview with David Pakman. I think that was September, October. I can't really remember. It's been so many goddamn months. I feel a little tired just thinking about it. But those articles were basically attacking a group of people that I have been a part of since I was like 8-9 years old, and I didn't recognize myself in the way that they described my group of people at all. And for once I understood how it must feel like to be, well, it's an idiotic comparison, but it is to be like to be generalized as a as a ethnic population, or as for instance, Muslims are being generalized by a lot of people all over the media from time to time, and it almost felt like that. It almost felt like they were seeing something that I couldn't recognize myself in at all, and it had been going on for quite some time, so badly that I couldn't even, if you even brought it up at any sort of social gathering, that you're still a fucking gamer, you get looked at like you're weird or a fucking, I don't know how to explain it. You're a failure.
Social pariah, basically.
Yeah, social pariah is a very good example. It's a very good word for it. And it just feels, even in an accepting country like mine, it feels fucking weird that it's a hobby. It doesn't define me as a person. But when the label gets dragged through the mud, like it has been over the last, God, how many years has it been? Like 20, 25 years that video games have been sort of blamed for every fucking thing? It gets tiring. It gets extremely tiring. And I think Gamergate it's just like the movement in the early 2000s, when we were just as pissed off at the right. Now it's the left that is attacking us, and that's the reason why I don't mind the people that are against the interjection of ideology into games journalism, because it's got fuck all to do with it. It's a goddamn hobby. You don't see people attacking moviegoers for liking a certain type of film at all, and it's fucking weird.
Actually, I could point out a specific example in regards to maybe like something like a film boycott, but I do understand what you're coming from.
Yeah, but it wouldn't be enthusiastic press that would. It wouldn't be. Roger Ebert might have gone out and given a movie a bad grade, but he would never accuse the movie of not being able to exist. Or calling his audience, or calling the people that watch that movie bad people.
But I can say for a fact that there is definitely a high chance of, in regards to not specifically just games journalism, you can see the same thing happening in regards to any, like sorts of like cinema too, as well, in terms of
they're creeping in everywhere.
Some of the like even some sites are familiar with like some of the people in the video games press. Actually, like I could use the specific example, Bloody Disgusting. The site that features like prominent horror films and stuff like that.
Yeah, and yeah. I should correct myself, because I've actually seen reviews of a buddy of mine as a director, and he directs like shock horror movies, and some of the movies that he has directed has been giving some pretty bad, but it's the movies that gets the attachment, not the audience. Actually, not the audience that watches the movie.
Speaking of movies, did you guys see the just generally movies and social justice? Did you guys see the interview about that new horror film that's coming out? Was it
The Green Inferno?
Green Inferno.
Motherfucking Roth.
I was so happy. That made me feel warm and fuzzy inside.
Eli Roth. Here's the best part, though. People will get pissed about Eli Roth, and there's already a Change.org petition to cancel the premiere of his movie.
It has like 700 signatures.
Yeah, it's supposed to reach 1,000, which is hilarious because that's like pathetically low. But the best part is they think they will.
Powell reached 160,000 within days.
Yeah, exactly. No one's gonna give a shit about a movie. I hate to break it to them. The problem is they think it will actually have an impact. Eli Roth doesn't give a singular minuscule fuck, which is great.
You know what this is? Free fucking advertising for him.
Yes, it is. And this is also related because we have been talking about how Hulk Hogan is suing Gawker and could potentially bring down that company. You know who else could as well? Because of the fact that they leaked his motherfucking movie script?
Oh,
Quentin fucking
Quentin.
Tarantino.
Quentin Tarantino, baby.
is he suing?
He can.
don't know, but he definitely can.
I hope
and he
so.
should.
He has a
Oh,
brief
that
from
would
Pete.
be so beautiful.
Because as Gawker has shown, they do not care about the repercussions of what they do.
Are they owned by
doesn't matter.
Rupert Murdoch?
I have no idea who Gawker is owned by. All I know is Nick Denton fucked off after all this shit happened, put in basically is now led by like a board of directors sort of thing, which he kind of runs behind the scenes. So pretty much the board would probably take the fall before he does, but regardless, it's not going to matter if your company gets sued into the ground. At
Yeah, true.
least in my opinion.
Well, yeah, it's
quite something.
Yeah, it is. it gives me a warm and fuzzy feeling inside when I see. I mean, I don't want people to be out of work. I don't want people to get their lives ruined. I fucking hate shame culture, but it does feel kind of justified when that shaming piece of shit media goes down in flames.
Here's
Because
the thing, because these people have clearly shown they do not have the affinity to do their job. Am I not going to shame them just because it's not the right thing to do? No, because here's the thing. We are going to have to get them out of those positions because they have shown that they are clearly not capable of doing it. I'm not saying we should ruin them forever. I'm just saying they need to find another job because they know that they can do the job correctly because I've seen them do that job correctly. Even Ben Kuchera at one point was a good writer and wrote from an unbiased opinion. And look at him now.
yeah, but that's a very good point. They actually brought. I don't know if anybody saw the latest stream that Sargon did with Kyle Kulinski from Secular Talk, I think his channel is called. And Sargon brought up a good point. I mean, he said, why, and Kyle said it was related to the shaming culture, and Kyle said, yeah, it's okay to shame people if it makes a point. But the problem is, if you shame somebody who's done nothing wrong, you end up in a situation like that public service, a public official, I think it was in Israel, who committed suicide after he'd been accused of being a racist.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's the type of thing we don't want to fall into. And that's exactly what Green said a little earlier. We don't want to become what we hate. And
that particular article hit me a little bit on the hard end, considering that article against Amanda Green, and the fact that I did attempt suicide in that particular regard, and that really hit off a lot of painful memories when I read that.
Yeah. And that's exactly what I mean. And it
you know, when you think you're alone in that particular situation, you hear about the guy who did take his life because of pretty much the exact same thing when he
Yeah.
wasn't a racist at all, and
Yeah.
just how much it impacted him. It hits you particularly hard.
Yeah, and I've suffered with those types of suicidal thoughts when I was a kid, and they come back once in a while. It's fucking painful. But I can't even imagine when you get that sort of pressure on you from society at large. It must seem like a fucking tidal wave of hate coming at you. People need to realize that this shaming culture actually costs people their careers and their fucking lives. And to celebrate anybody ending their fucking life is beyond the pale. It's beyond me. You don't win that way. You lose
You don't
somebody.
win by browbeating someone into submission and eventually to
No.
suicide. Not a victory for you.
No, it's not a victory. A victory for you, a victory would be if you manage to get your opponent to see your point of view. That's a fucking victory in a
Not
in a
even
public
agree.
debate.
Not even
No,
agree.
not even
Just
agree.
see your
Just-
point of view.
Yeah. And it fucking pisses me off when I see people on my side of ideology, use this kind of bullshit tactics that is basically pitchforks and fucking torches and go after innocent people. It pisses me off. I'm sorry. It fucking annoys me.
No, I get you.
I understand, but like one thing that I brought up at one point was like a lot of these outlets that were responsible for creating this outrage culture, and then they cry about the fact that we now are in a culture where outrage is constantly happening. A perfect example is The Verge when they shut down comments, and I'm like, welcome to the outrage culture you created. Enjoy your stay, because this is not going to end for a while. So realistically, you are reaping what you sow.
Yeah.
I don't like to be that guy either. I don't want to have to actually call these people out like this. I fucking hate it. I'm going to be honest. I just want for games to be games, and I just want to push forward through the culture and do some more cutting-edge shit with video games. And I mean, we live in one of the most technologically advanced eras of the human condition, for Christ's sakes.
Not
We
if
should not
you
be-
believe ancient aliens.
Yes, you know, the History Channel has taught me so much. But like,
The idea is, however, the outrage culture done by Gamergate, when we're mad about something, should always be limited to the idea that we are mad at them for what they have done, but we're just going to express why we're disappointed in what
I'm
they
not even mad at the person. Like usually, I'm mad at
the argument.
specifically. Well, A, the argument, and it's B, they have shown before that they're capable of going through the right steps. They are clearly shown the fact that they can do disclosure. They have shown that they can be ethical, and they still choose not to be. And I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? You were good writers at one point. These were people that I liked at some point. I mean, look at G4, look at X-Play with fucking, you know, I actually liked Adam Sessler. And
Right.
I look at him now and I'm like, Jesus, dude, you are literally the skeleton remains of what could have been.
Yeah.
I think it's a lot to do with it's a lot to do with a culture that sort of that has been permeating through internet as of late. That you make money off of clicks and you make money off of outrage, and that sort of after a while you become conditioned to it. I think.
I just don't think they realize the fact that they are burning themselves down for short-term gain, and then realizing that by doing this, you're not going to last that long. It's just you're just going to cash out and move on to the next thing, co-op, destroy, move on. It's like a parasite. It really is.
Yeah. No, a parasite is something that a successful parasite is something that lives off the back of an organism and doesn't get detected. So I don't know how successful they are as a parasite either.
In regards to a lot of like the anti-GG people that are most prominently vocal anti-GG, they are the best example of these kind of parasites latching on to something to try to destroy it. There's no other way to put it. I have not found a single anti-Gamergate person that I find redeemable as a person, and that says a lot. And I'm not saying just these random fucking people on Twitter. I'm saying the most prominent, vocal, anti-GG people.
I've tried to find some redeemable vocals.
He caught so much shit for actually doing something in regards to addressing, Sarah Nyberg, in terms of whether or not she herself is getting better as a person. She is dealing with the fucking issues, because she has issues. We know that.
Oh, yeah.
And he caught so much shit for that. And I understand that he wants to extend the olive branch because we're all tired of this bullshit. But my problem is he did that, and then who was it? I need to find the specific example. It was Paulo Manoz, game diviner.
Oh yeah.
He was even like, he was happy about it. He thought it was very humanizing and everything like that. And then what happens? The next fucking day, she goes after him, saying that we're complicit in harassment. All I'm saying is you are going to get ridiculed because you have made inflammatory, generalizing statements that are not fucking true about Gamergate, and you do this every single motherfucking time. Yeah. Every single time. It is a singular fucking person's quote taken out of context of the conversation to make us look bad.
Yeah, and that's why I keep emphasizing. I know that this is not a problem on our side necessarily, but I keep emphasizing it nonetheless. Is the fact that we have to remember, even in any fucking debate online, is that there is another person on the other side. As long as nobody has invented artificial intelligence, we need to treat the people that we interact with online as actual people. And I kind of think that this has been forgotten on the other side.
I just think that they're really shitty people because they've shown it.
We definitely need to keep trying. We definitely need to keep trying.
Look at what was it? Did any of you see that article in regards to Stone Mirror? If the fact that he's pulling this shit.
I saw it. We don't need to bring it up. It's not something I want to bring up without going into a complete rampage myself right now.
Yeah.
The second I got comments from Stone Mirror, I fucking muted him. I haven't, and as a result, he fucking blocked me because I muted him.
And he's still tweeting at you behind a block. I can guarantee it.
I bet my ass he is.
And the best part is I've seen so many people report him, and has Twitter actually done anything about it?
No.
Fucking course.
Because we're fucking Gamergate, and they don't care about Gamergate.
Oh yeah. There's no fucking issue getting Nels or a man in coffee suspended, but getting people on the other side, that take a fucking miracle.
Or my Man in Green accounts. Oh yeah, they have got no problem banning me for targeted harassment on my Man in Green accounts.
They haven't addressed these anti-people, which drives me fucking crazy. They have when Margaret Pless admits to doxing Mike fucking Cernovich in a tweet in regards to the safety Twitter handle in its own status. And I have evidence right there, and they have not taken down her account. That is bullshit. And why that is bullshit? That is because she is friends with somebody who works with the Crash Override Network, which is partnered with Safety for Twitter. Are you fucking kidding me?
It's all about the messaging, dude. It's that's exactly what it is. I mean, as long as you say that you're that you're a special snowflake person that tries to protect people online, you can dox all the fucking things you want. You
And
can
we get
dox.
blamed.
Yeah,
That's the
yeah.
worst part. We get blamed for their work. What was it? Remember, what was it? Someone tried to, I believe they tried to dox Ellen Pao on an 8chan thread, and the person that posted up the pictures of the supposed doxing attempt was the person who doesn't know how fucking IDs work on 8chan, so it turned out that the pictures were taken by the person who was doxing her.
Oh no.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, that's a beauty.
It is immaculate. It's like, congratulations, retard, you do not know how image boards work.
Oh, Jesus fucking Christ. I get. Oh, man. Yeah, sorry, Green. Go ahead.
It just gets more and more terrible every time. The amount of abuse that goes on in this, it's just. Amanda Green getting targeted for targeted harassment and then suspended permanently because Twitter said so. That's a bunch of bullshit, and they know it.
Yeah.
They freaking know it.
Yeah, of course.
And the funny part, like, in regards to this whole thing, I am going to say is they accuse us of being, a battlefield-like conduct in regards to how things have happened in the past 10 months. You have made this into a culture of war. We did not want any fucking part of a culture war. The fact of the matter is they think that we are at a war for, what could be considered to be, and I'm going to use Green's handle, soul of a gamer. It really is. It's a battle for what they consider what defines the identity that is a gamer. And they think that this is going to get better. It's only going to get worse. If anything, if we really wanted to be more organized and more militant, we could do it.
I mean,
we could do it.
Yeah, but we don't want that. We don't want a fucking organization. We want an open debate around things. That's exactly why. That's exactly why I don't fucking oppose the people that want to turn the tag into a sort of anti-SJW thing. I don't necessarily think it's it. I get why people on the ethics side don't want that, but I also get the other point, and that's exactly why we should keep debating things. That's exactly what we do. That's exactly what we do best, is that we actually talk about shit. And that's
if it gets to the point where there is no open debate at all. I mean, absolutely none.
You mean like Reddit?
Yes. I'm saying if we get into a situation where all shit hits the fan, even worse than when the articles dropped.
Yeah.
I'd say it is possible for us to actually organize even better than any of the emailing campaigns, any of that.
Yeah, of course. I mean, that's what a lot of gamers do best, is fucking organize and teamwork. Dude, it's what we do. So, have at it. If they want to, have at it. I don't. It just. I don't think that it's going to go that far, and I don't hope it will, because it would be.
I wouldn't want it to either. I'm just saying I'm looking at it from a worst case scenario, because I would rather be completely prepared than be underprepared. I would rather be paranoid than not.
Oh yeah, I get that.
And I realize, obviously people could call us, conspiracy theorists and all this bullshit. But the fact of the matter is we've found a lot of things that have been happening behind the scenes. It's only going to make us want to pry more. I mean, look at what happened with Game Journals Pro, for Christ's sake. I mean, they probably already there's already like a second mailing list, I believe, isn't there?
Yeah, I think so. What did you
Yeah.
send, Maroon?
Oh, that is a Twitter account it's a Twitter bot that if you tweeted it, it tells you exactly where you are on the block bot lists, the various ones.
Oh.
I've just done it myself. I am on every single block list, including the ISIS one. So 10 out of 10.
Yeah, so am I.
Awesome.
Yeah. ISIS doesn't want to hear from an atheist guy. I don't know.
Fucking shit. What the fuck?
God damn it.
But yeah, apparently I'm higher up the block bot than Deadwing Duck, so I'm feeling good about life right now.
Oh,
Feeling good about life. He's
Claw,
level 2.
you gone and fucked up.
He's level 2. I'm level
Step
1.
up
Fucking
his
bring it.
game.
Bring it on, son. Actually, I'll tweet it out as well. If anyone watching this wants to have a look, I'm
I'll be
going.
right back, gentlemen.
Ian.
No, I'm just literally just going to tweet out the link to the Twitter account. Just mention that Twitter account in a tweet, and it'll tell you where you are on block lists if you're watching. I've just tweeted it out under a man in maroon, so you'll be able to find me on there and find the tweet. Have a look for yourself. See exactly where you are and where you stand. You won't be able to beat me though.
RJ wonders where the tea and pretzels are.
The tea and pretzels they're metaphorical tea and pretzels. They're if you listen and believe, and you truly feel it deep down in your soul, the tea and pretzels, you don't get them, they get you. Okay? You just got to accept them into your life. And also maybe get a second mortgage, pay me a lot. Basically got to increase your thetan level. To tea and pretzels.
And
level.
to increase your thetan levels, please send money
to www.maroonIsTheBestest.com. Send it to that website.
Is that a Patreon link?
No, Patreon's too mainstream.
Let's face it, there is no tea for me. It's beer, obviously. I mean, come on.
Well, it's tea. It is still tea. You just instead of using milk, you use hard vodka. It's still
The heck
tea.
are you
It's
talking
just,
about, Matt? Do you think I call myself a man in green because I'm not Irish? Come on.
oh, well then it would be well, if you got to go green, you could go absinthe. That's usually in a green bottle.
Yeah,
No,
that's
no.
true.
You could always go
Alright.
absinthe.
And
So
it's
what is our
called the
next
Green Fairy.
topic of the day?
Absinthe, the green that makes you want to kill yourself. Oh,
What is our next topic?
well, first up, while I remember to fucking do it, because I'm going to forget later if I don't, I need to shamelessly shill. A woman in blue is going to start doing a stream for Don't Starve.
Oh, cool.
So go check that out. It should be okay. She probably will starve, though. Like, the title is very misleading.
I only survived like 17 days in that game.
I'm terrible at that game. But yeah, she's going to do that. I promised I'd shill her out. So there you go. I've shilled for you. Are you happy now, Blue? Are you fucking happy now? Okay.
She'll never be happy.
Nope, she never will be happy.
Well, we did lose a watcher. Maybe that was her, so maybe she's not happy.
she's just out. I'm like, fucking done. So, next up, I guess nearly last topic. Depends how long Jan decides to go off topic for. The last topic, potentially, is r/Polygon. Have you guys seen r/Polygon? Have you guys visited r/Polygon?
I did. I did.
You did. So
Yes.
you saw.
I saw.
I'm going to bring it up now real quick, and I'm going to quote to you the some of the articles on Reddit, the Reddit's Polygon page. Resources about Polygon's ethical problems and race baiting. Guess what Ben Kucheri's talking about here? I felt like the first time I touched a girl's breast in the backseat of a car with fogged up windows, scared that her parents are going to fling the door open, yelling at me. Kissing versus killing, how Polygon failed to understand the difference. Bengucher and his knife of nepotism of the game journo pros. It's all like the unethical bullshit that Polygon has done, and it's all on their personal Reddit
God
page.
damn it! That's
Uh,
beautiful.
At the top of the fucking banner thing, it just has the Polygon upside down, and it says, "People play games, racist ones."
Oh, that's a beauty. Oh,
I don't know. I honestly don't know. Oh, Jesus Christ. I just
Didn't they actually also take over the Reddit subthread for Kotaku?
I believe they did as well, yeah. I just noticed something real quick here. If you subscribe to the Reddit Polygon page,
I will send it over, dude.
you're called a Suicide Girls member. And if you're
Oh,
active on the Polygon page right now, it goes 18 people right now are bashing Bayonetta according to this. Whoever has done this, just well played, sir. Give yourself.
you're
or
a
madam, or ma'am,
genius.
or madam.
You're a genius.
Like, give yourself just a giant pat on the back and a blowjob. I don't care if you're a woman, you deserve a blowjob anyway. Just, yes. 10 out of 10.
That's a fucking beauty.
It's beautiful. It is absolutely fantastic. Oh, let's read one of them. Okay, so we got Polygon's Arthur Geese reviews Suicide Girl set. Deliberate sexualization and objectification. I'll forgive the high heels and the other exaggerated proportions, but only because there are so many other things to criticize. Keep in mind, this is Arthur Geese who went on a giant tirade, just for the people watching who might not know, went on a giant tirade against, I believe it was Bayonetta specifically.
Yep.
And basically saying that it was over-sexualized, it was ridiculous, it should not have that, it's horrible, that should never happen. And it's basically, what I'm looking at right now is a picture of Suicide Girls, which is a gothic alternative porn site.
It's not porn, it's specifically just pinups and shit. They don't do that.
No, it has porn.
No, they do some nudes. I've seen some nudes on Suicide Girls.
No, it has porn.
It does have porn, it's just not a majority porn.
It's mostly erotic, I think.
Yeah,
Yes,
but
it's mostly erotica, but it has porn.
generally that sort of thing. You kind of know what I'm on about. But it has pictures of that. So right now I'm seeing ass and tits, but it just has like quotes from
For Anita Sarkeesian, that it would be far beyond porn. I mean, Jesus Christ, the woman doesn't handle girls in schoolgirl outfits very well, so. You know.
I always wondered what would have happened if she'd have actually walked past a school and seen actual girls wearing school uniforms. Like,
that's part of the patriarchy.
Does she think it's like a brothel or something?
Yes.
She might.
Is that what she thinks schools are?
Yeah. You know, you never know with that crowd.
You never know.
I'm not gonna make any assumptions or jump to conclusions because I'm not a fucking auntie. But you know, you never know.
I'll jump to conclusions because I am a horrible shell. That's what I do.
Yeah, and you're a shit lord as well. So.
Hey, with my high school, I wouldn't doubt it, honestly.
Oh, do tell.
Oh, you're gonna.
I give me the address while you're at it.
I'm sorry, we're gonna have to go further down this rabbit hole. Continue, please, Yellow.
You gotta realize, my high school was one of the most ghetto high schools you could ever possibly attend. Like, it's gotten to the point now where our class was like the last good class in terms of like all the years that we've been there. The principal resigned. There's now 2 headmasters. They turned one section of the houses, they called them, because you had like 4 offshoots of the building. You had greenhouse, blue house, gold house, and tan house. And they converted, I think it was gold house, into basically like, because there are so many students that attend there that are basically, you know, teen parents, as I would like to put it, basically. They actually turned one of the wings, I think it was the gold house, into like pretty much a daycare for the kids. Like, it's that bad.
It seems to a person that grew up outside of America looking in on your school system, it just seems bizarre. Because I went to one of the worst schools in my home district, and it's nothing compared to some of the stories that I hear for some of the worst schools in America. It's unbelievable.
Oh yeah,
I grew up in basically a monocultural, ethnic country, so that might be it. I don't know. I honestly don't know.
yeah. The number of assaults on student-on-teacher assaults has been increasing since I left. That's for sure, because that's what you hear in the local news, and I believe it honestly. I mean, they are reporting it factually because it's been on the rise. Because it just seems like these kids, they just have no actual discipline. It's pretty disgusting, honestly. And here's the best part though. They got rid of there's what they call the college level, which is like the lowest level courses. You have the honors level, which is like the higher level courses without getting into like the AP classes. And then you have the AP classes, which are the ones that are like college level, where if you pass the exam, which actually normally in other schools you would have to pay for, but for my high school they paid it for you. And if you pass that test, you actually have it as college credit. So when you go into college, you can have those credits and skip that class, which is good. But they got rid of honors classes now. So you have the students who obviously want to be higher educated and stuff like that. Like me, I was always in honors classes, so I was in honors classes, and you can only take a certain amount of AP classes over your high school career. So you have kids, the smarter kids, who are now being stuck in the college level classes with the rest of the people who clearly do not give a shit. Like the kids that are like 4 times repeat freshmen, basically.
It just seems like you're just a couple of steps away from the Hunger Games.
It is. It really is.
I don't get it. How you could have fallen so fast so far.
Simple. Piss poor management.
Oh yeah.
That's the best way I can put it. Once the principal left and there were the only 2 headmasters left, everything fell to shit. Because you have one headmaster who actually cares about the school, and then you have the other headmaster who clearly has no idea what the fuck they're doing.
Yeah. Oh, another thing. I'm gonna go a little bit off topic, so Maroon's gonna kill me after this.
That's fine. This is off topic anyways.
Yeah.
But I just have a question for you guys, because well, not so much you, Maroon, but still, most of the people that I engage with within GG is outside of America. Why do they still have this idea of GG being an American thing, and most prevalently a right-wing American Republican conspiracy trying to take over the gamer thing? Because
they're trying to turn, being right-wing, being a staunch conservative, basically, into a dirty word. They're trying to make it the scarlet letter. I don't agree with, obviously, a lot of the right's politics. I don't agree with a lot of the people in regards to just any wing of the government.
Yeah.
And, I mean, obviously you're going to have your idiots. Like, I mean, obviously you have, like, The Daily Show that makes fun of fucking Fox News every single chance they get. But
it's not hard.
It's not hard. But, I mean, you have people like, Geraldo Rivera there, who is a good reporter. He is a good reporter, whether or not he's on Fox or not. Like,
yeah, I know. It's just we get a very skewed image of how Fox News is here in Europe, or at least in Norway. So we get, just because the only thing that is available for us is the parody versions. I mean, the Comedy Central shows and so on, mocking it instead. So we don't get the Fox News
And the thing is, in regards to, people considering GG to be American-centric, it's because of the fact that they haven't looked outside their little bubble of, the rest of the world has internet.
Yeah, it seems like they're the American-centric assholes.
It
Well,
really is.
You can narrow it down even further. I mean, if you really want to narrow it down, they're the San Francisco.
Oh, yeah.
The East Coast, though, is a prominent stronghold in regards to a lot of the radical left-leaning, people. And, I mean, I'm not saying, all of it is people on the left. I mean, obviously, we consider the social justice warrior types to be, the staunch liberals who just are almost nearly religious zealots, but it's not just them, too. I mean, we're coming under fire from... we're coming under fire from the right, we're coming under fire from the left. There really is no certain political leaning which is going to grant us any form of, a security blanket.
And that's my issue with the attacks from the left as well, because being a gamer has been an identity that has been under attack for 25 years, mostly from the right, and now also from the left. And it's all the same fucking argument. Oh, think of the children. It's the same fucking argument that it's been for years. For fucking years.
But the hilarious part is they try and try and indoctrinate children into their ideology. They get to them young, and then they fuck them up to the point where they don't understand the buzzwords that they're spewing. They don't understand the arguments that they're arguing for, the connotations of the arguments that they're arguing for. And that's why, we're seeing a lot of this shit, not just specifically in regards to the media, but in academia.
Yeah. And
the funny part is that you remember there was that article about that liberal professor who was like, I am scared of my liberal students.
Yeah.
Because he knows what he created.
and several liberal comedians no longer want to appear at colleges because people can't take a fucking joke anymore.
Yeah, I mean, look at Amy Schumer. I don't even fucking like Amy Schumer, and she's coming under attack.
Oh yeah. I mean, I don't get it. And the worst part is this happened also during Sargon's stream with Kyle. And Kyle said, well, those radicals on the left, they're I mean, granted, the radicals on the left are not so much in power from my perspective as somebody outside of America, as the radicals from the right is in power. But he keeps saying that the left's radicals, it's a minority. But how the fuck, then, did they get Tim Hunt fired?
Because once you create the appearance on social media, because essentially, where is their power? I mean, that was also part of one of Sargon's video. Where is their power? Social media. They create this outrage on the internet. It spreads to all corners of the earth in regards to that, people who are misinformed about it, believing in, oh, Tim Hunt said this horrible thing. And it makes it so that way you force people in, like, the scientific community, because they basically just turn Tim Hunt into kryptonite. No one wants to fucking touch him.
Yeah.
Because
and it becomes a fucking tidal wave.
I'm sure a lot of the people in the scientific community know that's bullshit. A lot of people in the scientific community probably know that he was fucking joking, The man worked on, trying to help to cure cancer, for fuck's sake. He can't be that evil.
And the fucking woman who
lied about it.
Yeah, lied about it. Actually lied several other times as well.
Yes, you have to look at both the accusee and the accuser. You have to.
No. Listen and believe, buddy.
Yeah.
Oh, God damn it.
You have to look at the accusers and the accusee.
Mm.
Indeed.
99% of the time, the burden of proof is on the accuser. But we are at the point where people will just buy into what they read. And this is why we are here 10 months later.
It's trial by media. Trial by media, completely and utterly.
The problem is I don't mind if people on Twitter, if they're radical feminists and stuff like that, stirring up a shitstorm. But the thing is, they need to provide proof of their arguments, and if it's just baseless accusations, then at that point, what am I going to tell you? Fuck off. Simple as that.
Yeah, and that's it, and that's the issue, is that they have to. We cannot have this idea of the burden of proof being just a thing within certain types of science.
Right.
The social sciences actually have to provide evidence of their statements, and they cannot just show to surveys. They have to actually show scientific studies into everything that they claim, and they have to look at every goddamn little speck of evidence when they make claims about people, because people, like we talked about earlier with Green, people get hurt when you throw around fucking accusations like this. And people within science should know this. They should know this. That you do not throw around fucking accusations and don't do anything. And just allow people to become the goddamn fucking mob chasing Frankenstein's monster. It pisses me off. It pisses me off beyond pale. And I'm really, really fucking tired. And I have so thin nerves these days because of this whole fucking situation. It drives me up the wall, and it really, really gets to me, because I get to.
Yeah, I'm slowly turning into an alcoholic because I don't have the patience to deal with this bullshit. I need the alcohol to be able to laugh at this shit.
Be careful so you don't turn into Leigh Alexander.
Oh, there's not enough booze in the world for me to turn into Leigh Alexander.
She's making an attempt.
I know she's trying. She's like the brewmaster, dude.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, maybe on a more positive note, I talked about it before the podcast. There are, as I said earlier, there are winds that are changing, and I was listening to a hangout with Jodish Welsh, I think is his handle, at Jodish Welsh. And he was on Artheus radio stream, and he talked about the fact that he had been in contact with a British MP, member of Parliament, who in turn, because they have and this was a Labour MP, so this is on my side of politics in addition. So he had been in contact with her, trying to explain to her what Gamergate is, and the fact that The Guardian and BBC and several other outlets have been covering us in a rather one-sided way, very skewed. And he wanted to explain the situation, but the member of Parliament actually wanted him to contact a gaming positive member of Parliament. I can't remember his name. I think it was Thomas something. Maroon, you're from...
Oh, you bringing my race into it now?
Yeah.
You bringing race into this?
I'm calling you out. dude.
Actually, we're bringing country into this, man. Country, damn it.
Country. No, but Thomas something, and he was involved with a bipartisan effort to sort of s- uh, get a more positive view on, and he has spoken positively about the gaming industry in the UK earlier, and they want to contact him once he is in contention to the deputy leader of the Labour Party, which is happening like this fall or something. And so they wanted to wait until like September or something until they started to contact him, and he might be more positive, and that might lead to some changes in the way that British media outlets might be covering the controversy. So I think with that and with AirPlay and with the ABC situation, things might be changing for the better. We're still sort of...
The winds of change are happening. That's a plain and simple fact.
Yeah.
Gamergate is on the verge of victory as far as its original goals go, but we are probably always going to have to remain vigilant, simply to watch games media and games journalists and other journalists who speak negatively against gamers when they're wrong.
Yeah.
And that's the important part, to remember when they're wrong. Not when they're right, but when they're wrong. Not when we disagree with them, but when they're wrong.
Yeah, of course. But more importantly is that they get to express their opinions in op-ed for all intents and purposes, but don't smear people without any reason.
Just because it's not bad doesn't mean you get to say, well, this person's a fucking horrible person.
Yeah, like the fucking Brad Verdell thing. It's just,
right.
That was terrible.
But anyway, yeah. I think we've covered all our topics, and
yeah, I think that's about everything, really. The only other stuff are little things like Kotaku in Action has hit a new milestone. Awesome. And League for Gamers is starting to get the ball rolling, so that's also awesome to see.
Yeah, July 15th is when it's going to activate its next stage, which we'll start to see some more interesting action.
Oh, and there were a bunch of Gamergate meetups, all of which went off without a hitch. So
yeah, I think
awesome
GG and DK went off. And GG in Paris is going to happen very soon.
Yep.
Yeah, in about a week, I think.
Yeah, I think it was. I think it was this weekend. I think it's today.
I'm really looking forward to GG in Birmingham. That's going to be great. I'm going to go to that. It's going to be fantastic.
Well, yeah, it sounds like it's going to be some good times ahead. I'm just going to say that Gamergate looks like it's on some smooth sailing for now. Hopefully we can get away from some of the rocky sailing that we've had.
Good. Cool beans. I don't know why I use that phrase.
Cool beans. Take the beans.
Cool
I often
beans.
use the phrase chill the beans. I often use that phrase. When someone's like getting really crazy and like going a bit too far in an argument. It's like, hey, chill the beans, dude. Take the beans, put them in the refrigerator, chill them.
Yeah. Sounds
It's
like
the best
a plan.
expression. Yeah, chill the beans.
Very well, gentlemen. Until next time.
Yeah, that's about it. Right, let's get to quickly shameless shilling, and then we'll call it there for the evening. So, same order as before. Yellow, where can people find you if they want to hear more from you?
You can find me on Twitter at my Twitter handle, a man in yellow. There's a underline underneath each different word. And you can find
general Color Cabal stuff.
on the Color Cabal site. I've written 3 articles so far. Please let me know what
They're
you
all
think.
shit. They're all shit. They're
Fuck
terrible.
you.
Don't read them.
You get nothing.
Is there anything else?
That's it. That's it.
Cool. Next up, we have Jan. Where can people find more of you if they want to hear more from you?
Well, they can find me on Twitter, at JHLudovic, in one word, and I'm about to reach 1,000 followers. So if people could just,
My self-esteem and my personal reputation is safe, I think, from you guys.
For now.
I'm safe.
for now. And also you can check my blog out. It's benign.wordpress.com, and I'm probably gonna write a review of the last book that I read, which was Before They're Hanged by Joe Abercrombie. So that might be coming up tomorrow. I don't know. Might need to do something about it.
You do realize, you shits, that I had about 2,800 followers before those assholes got my Man in Green account banned, right?
Yeah, I know, dude. I'm not going to compare myself to you.
I need verification. I need verification of that, or else I'm not going to believe you. So, yeah.
Don't make me log in my Man in Green account just to get a proper announcement.
if you want to hear more from a Man in Green, follow a Man in Green on Twitter. But you may not hear much of him because he's fucking suspended.
But yeah, you assholes.
I lost a fucking follower when you got suspended.
You assholes will not find me because I am under a different account and I am always watching you all.
Oh, dude, now I have to go through my follower list and check out everyone and see which one you are.
He's actually Margaret Gell. Like, Green is actually Margaret Gell.
I thought Margaret Gell was Jontron.
If you get Margaret Gell suspended for that, fuck you.
Margaret Gell is Jontron, and Jontron is a Man in Green. They are all the same.
Oh, drama!
Also Randy Harper, for whatever reason.
A woman in blue is Randy Harper. Didn't you hear that?
You are also a woman in blue, and by extension, you are trying to get into your own pants.
This is like some serious M. Night Shyamalan shit happening right now.
M. Night Shyamalan dong. Yeah.
Have you seen Predestination? Have you guys seen Predestination?
Someone's going to pass me the blunt soon.
Someone's gonna hire me. Someone should hire me to write a book.
The only people that are gonna find me are the people that I want to find me. The people that aren't gonna find me, well,
he's like John Cena. You can't see him.
It's a good plan, Green. Just stay out of the fucking drama right now. It's toxic.
So is a Man in Green the John Cena of Gamergate? Can that be a thing?
Yeah.
Straight out of nowhere! By the way, you guys need to answer the straw poll I chucked in the chat.
I'm gonna do that.
It out as well. So you guys need to answer that.
But I only care about Filipino politics. So
clearly.
Well, then there you go. Answer that. Then. It's highly scientific. I'm gonna write an article about this straw poll later. Anyway, that's it from us. That's it. That's all you get. Fuck off. Stop watching this. I don't know why you're still watching this. There's
why
4
are you
viewers
still
right
here?
now. Fuck off. Fuck off. Okay? We don't want you here anymore. Go away.
No wonder we keep losing people.
I don't want people watching this. What the fuck? Alright, let's call it there. Goodbye and good night.